All right. Get this sucker going. Oh, we are live. Greetings, humans. Greetings and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods. That's where bears live, people. YouTube's #1 review show by a bear. It's great to have all of you here with us here today, bearing witness to the old bear out here. So good to have everyone here with us here today. P Money got bear on one screen, and the NHL playoffs on the other screen. Do not mention a certain save last night. Nightmares. Bears had nightmares all night long. All freaking night long, man. It's you had to do that right away, didn't you, P Money? Just shoving the knife right into bear. Anywho, gosh dang you, P Money. Oh well. Anyways, good to see Apex here. Hey, how are you? Hope you're doing well. And should I feel sorry for Bear that Florida is losing to Florida 2-0 in the playoffs? It's early. It's a seven-game series, P-Money. We could do a hockey talk, but Bear doesn't want to cry. Bear doesn't want to cry, man. There's no crying on Bear's stream. None whatsoever. Anyhow, great to have Melissa and Amy here. Good to have both of them here. Great to have. And Henry. Holy cow, we got a whole bunch of people here. Great to have all of you here with us here today. Gosh dang it, people. Bear has to make a confession here right off the top. Right off the top of the show here. You know, usually we kind of do a little bit of intro, yada, 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 talk. I like to do a campaign updates. Kind of let everybody know what's going on in the... Oh, we'll let all of you know what's going on in the crazy world of Comicsgate, but just the campaign world out there. They're doing some construction for God knows how long, and they like cut the cable line for Bear. Like the other a couple days back, maybe about a week or so ago. I haven't been able to get emails ever since then, so we're going to do kind of a abbreviated campaign update. I hope that's okay with all of you. Amy says, doesn't that mean Florida is also winning against Florida 2-0? There you go. That's the way to think about that, Amy. Thank you. Thank you for having Bears back here. Oh, God. Anyhow, so I just want to kind of jump through it because we had one campaign going to be ending tonight, people. So if you enjoy the Narwhal art... you probably saw Bear's previous show. If you haven't, go watch the show, people. We actually did a review of Titan Mouse of Might, and that actually ended up in Bear's top 5 books here. So one of those books as well, Earthbound. So his kind of continuation of Earthbound. He calls it Grande Prix, part 2 of 6. It ends tonight, people. You've got 8 hours. 8 hours from right now. So if you're watching this later, people, it might be gone. So please do go check out old Narwhal here. Push him past 1,000. Pardon me, 3,000. He's already past 1,000. Push him past. Let's push him past 100 backers out there, people. Not a expensive book at all. I think it was like $15-20 or something. So please do go check that out, people. If you saw. Wait a minute, where am I? What's going on here? If you saw Bear's show maybe about a week or so ago, we were talking about Black and White. And I was like, yeah, hey, people, go check out in Black and White too. You can still get it. People, you cannot still get it. So Bear apologize. Well, wait a minute. What do I have to apologize for? You should have gotten it when Bear sold you to. Now you can't, man. It is El Duno. But you can go check out the box opening. P Money said that Bear couldn't do that box opening. He did. He did, man. Multiple cameras, multiple resolutions, different color fields. Man, oh man, they said it couldn't be done, but it was done by a bear. So do go check out that video. I was going to say go check out Black and White too, but you can't. You can't anymore. You can check out Kit Carter. Do go check that out. We always try to check in on Uncle E at 613,308. You could be that one that pushes him past 4,680. 680 out here. Uh-oh, something's going wrong with my... What the hell's going on with the... Oh, it's behind. Never mind. One of these days, Bear. Professional show. Professional show for you good people. Amy says, I'm glad Black and White had a successful campaign. It was good. I need to read the book. I've read the first one. I haven't read the second one just yet. It is in the stack, people. The whole stack of books. Beer's just going to take some time off. Sometime, maybe this spring or summer, just read him some books out there by the old river there. There you go. Pimai says that was a great review of you did of Titan. Honestly, that was one of your best shows in his opinion. Well, thank you. It was just Bear and P money, but thank you for being there. Thank you for keeping Bear company, including the oh, Bear gets a chuckle out of it every time. The cannibals. They were going to be eating Brandon's uncles. Funny stuff there at the end. What did you say? It was the longest that you had ever heard that Bear was laughing. So if you haven't gotten to check out that show, don't do it right now, people. You're already here, but do check that out at some point. Good stuff. I don't know. Maybe break that off and do its own review. Maybe think about that. Speaking of which, please go check out Titan Mouse and Bite. It is still up. 13,222, 194 backers. We could push that over. We've got enough people here. We've got enough people here to push that over 200. So if you haven't gotten Titan Volume 3, Bear recommends it. Down there in the description, you got the link. You can go check it out. Check it out, people. Apex says, I have the original 90s Black and White number 3. Very cool. Very cool. Bear on the first campaign was able to get, I think it's 1 and 2, if Bear remembers correctly, of the original 90s. He had some of the stuff from Image in there. I think there was an ash can in there as well. Some really rare stuff. So there you go, Apex. Congratulations, sir. Sounds pretty cool, man. Sounds pretty cool. I would definitely recommend checking out the, I don't know, how would he describe that? Kind of a, it's not a re-release, a remastered? I think that's maybe how he talked about it, as remastered. So there you go. Oh, I am behind on the chat here. There we go. I'm sorry, people. Sorry about that. Amy says, now I need to go see it. Longest continual Bear laugh in an episode. That's true. The few times that Bear has literally cried on stream. Oh, God. We have standards here in New Zealand. We don't just eat any white person that jumps out of the sky. Gosh darn it. So anyways, please do go check out not only the video, but also the campaign as well, people. Do go check that out. Go check that out. So anyways, I didn't have any, I'm sure there's plenty of updates out there. I just don't have any email. So I apologize, people. I'm sure there's some good stuff going on out there. But gosh darn it, we've got to talk. We've got to talk about what's going on in the crazy world of Comicsgate, people. Cecil, no longer in Comicsgate. Been booted out, at least of Saturday. I don't know, something may have happened since then. Beer's watching of streams has kind of went downhill, so I don't know. Maybe something happened there. Cecil, Anna, just kaput out. Apparently no more Jack show as well. Probably about a year and a half too late in Bear's opinion, but that's all right. No more Jack show out there. Apparently, Cecil is part of the meme police. Known instigator Cecil out there is part of the meme police. Apparently calling listen, when Bear first started checking out YouTube, how to do YouTube, how to do a Bear show on a streaming platform like YouTube. The ins and the outs, the etiquette, that sort of stuff. Kind of one of the first things that they kind of tell people is, you don't make your own show. Don't make your show about going after other people's shows or channels out there, unless there's just something egregious or something like that out there. I know the truth about blah 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 blah, and we're gonna set it straight here today. Yada yada yada. So you really don't want to go after other shows, but it happens. It happens out there. No More Jack Show. It needed a long dirt nap, says Apex. Oh boy. Listen, if you like the show, great. If you didn't, the Jack Show was interesting. It started out just as the four of them: John, Anna, Cecil, and Kelsey. That's how he came Jack. It was just them kind of hanging out on a stream one night, just kind of talking, and hit it off really well. And they says, "Hey, let's go ahead and do this next week." And then somebody came up with the acronym Jack, and it became its own little thing. But it was really just kind of a couple of the artists kind of just yucking it up. It kind of turned into sort of Howard Stern light and just kind of very kind of shock jock-esque type stuff out there. Some odd stuff that was going on. Bear kind of checked out for quite a while there. So no loss for Bear or Apex out here. But anyway, so you don't really want to go after other shows or other channels out there. A lot of the stuff is kind of going back and forth with the Friday Night Tight folks. Gary, let's see, Belcher, something like that. His name's out there. I'm not trying to dox the guy. Nerdrotic, if you know that. He's got the very interesting logo. He's got the glasses and the beard. Kind of interesting there. But Nerdrotic, apparently, and I don't know if she is out there or not. A lot of the wives or girlfriends of the people that are doing the shows, don't want to have anything to do with YouTube and kind of stay out of it and everything. So I don't know if she was, Gary's wife out there. I don't know if she was, well known or, her identity was known or anything like that out there. But apparently somebody at Comicsgate thought it was a great idea to start making fun of her. I'm not going to go through it all. And Cecil just kind of came out and says, hey, that's not cool. Essentially, hey, that's not Comicsgate, or that's not the Comicsgate I know, or something like that. And of course, everything blew up after that fact. That might have been right after the Jack Show fiasco that happened. And then basically Cecil has been, unfortunately, booted from old CG. Anna, that Star Wars girl, as well out there. So, which brings it all back to the old C2E2 situation. So, C2E2 in Chicago, I think this weekend, it might be next weekend, I'm not exactly sure. They were supposed to go to the C2E2 show. They were going to have a booth there. John, who else was there? Uncle E was going to be there. Shane Davis, a number of other people that are going to be at the booth. At the very last minute, they got kicked out. They got kicked out of the show for whatever reason. Apparently, there was some issue with the booth. They were trying. The official reason was they were kicked out because they were bringing more people into the booth that either they hadn't told them about or weren't paying for the booth or something like that. They had paid for the booth, but they were bringing, their friends in and stuff like that. And that's kind of, they says, hey, you bring workers in to kind of help you out, but, we don't want to have a whole bunch of extra artists out there. Have them go get their own booth. That's kind of their kind of view of it. Of course, we have the whole Hatch group as well, so that's probably part of it. It's probably a majority of it. So the whole thing with C2E2 is now off. They're not going to the actual convention. They're going to go to some bar, apparently, for meetups. Uncle E is not going to be there. He's just going to show up for maybe an hour or so and then kind of head out. So the whole theory behind it was, hey, come on down to C2E2, meet your favorite Comicsgate personalities. Enjoy the show. We're going to, have a great time, all that good stuff. So let's see. Cecil's not going to be there. That was the whole thing with their comic book. They came out with a comic book to be able to pay for Anna, Cecil, a number of the other people. I think Mandy as well. I was supposed to come down there and hang out, yada, yada, yada. So that's not going to happen. So now you're bringing a whole bunch of people to Chicago to a convention that they're probably... Well, they can go to it, but shoot, they might, the fans might get kicked out as well if they knew that they were Comicsgate. So you're having this whole thing in Chicago just to essentially meet up at a bar for a couple hours and maybe or maybe not get a couple books signed. I'm not so sure if that is completely worth it. So let's see. Amy says they turned on a friend because he stood up for a man's wife. Correct. Essentially, they were I don't want to get into it, but essentially calling Nerdrotic's wife fat. A little bit more involved in that, but yeah, essentially that. And it's like, really, Bear's had his issues with the Friday Night Tights people like a year and a half ago. It probably right around the Zack Snyder stuff. So, I not trying to defend or anything like that, but okay, you got your issues with Nerdrotic? Okay, fine. Go out and deal with that. That's fine. I'm not gonna go check it out, but hey, if you want to make videos about it, okay. But yeah, it was going after his wife, and it's Cecil was like, hey, that's not cool. We shouldn't be doing that, and apparently that blew up into a whole thing. Again, Bear's not on Twitter. He's not, in tune with all of the ins and outs, but just catching it on Shane Davis's show the other night. By the way, the interesting thing about that was Shane was like, oh yeah, we had kind of planned all along that we might get kicked out. Oh, really? Really? So you're bringing all these people down to a convention, spending all this money, and you kind of figured that you were going to get kicked out anyways? Why even, oh, we'll go to another one, probably in New York or something like that. So, yes, Amy, it's no bueno at all. No bueno at all. Wait, 2 of the 4 from the Jack show have now been booted from Comicsgate. No, 3. There's only Jay left. Kelsey got booted. Oh man, poor Kelsey. He was having such a great time down in Tampa. And then all the shenanigans happened. Anna apparently is no longer there as well. Cecil no longer there. Poor Cecil. So he's got thrown under the bus. So yeah. 3 out of the 4 there. So if you're a fan of the Jack show, I apologize. This isn't a hit piece on the Jack show. It's just relaying what's going on. So Bear wasn't too thrilled about the whole Chicago thing anyway. So I was actually looking this up. Let me bring this up here. Let me see if I can find it here. Worried about bad stuff maybe happening. You've pretty well put a target on your back. Hey, Comicsgate, rah, 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 rah. You've put a target on your back in probably one of the least accommodating cities for people in Comicsgate. So, yeah. So I came up with a couple articles here. Chicago holds rattiest city for 9th straight year as LA takes number 2 spot from New York. That would be from the Orkin people out there. Let's see. This was USA Today and Anthony Robello, if I get that right. So there you go. I'm not so sure if you want to go to the city that's known for having the most rats. Ahead of Los Angeles, New York even. We all knew Washington, D.C. had a bunch of rats. San Francisco, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Denver, Detroit, Cleveland, and Akron round out the top 10 most rattiest cities. Chicago, most rattiest cities out there. They can't take it. Can't take it anymore. Never seen rats this bad, says Portage park residents from NBC Chicago and doesn't say here. Apologize. They examined the city of Chicago's website and found that rat complaints in the area that were made as recently as Friday. That would have been 2 weeks ago or so. Resurgence of rats have gotten out of control in Chicago's Portage Park neighborhood. Multiple residents explained Friday as they called for city leaders to take further action. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. They are trying to figure out their pronouns out there. We've never had a rat problem like this. I've been here for 71 years, says resident Diana Garza. But rats still remain an ongoing issue, as they still often visit alleys at night. Yay! She told me I have rats in the garbage. There's a rat hole in the yard next door. So rats in New York, or excuse me, in Chicago. Also, people, listen, I hope nothing bad happens. I hope everything goes just swimmingly out there. I hope everyone has a great time. Once again, I went and checked this out. So just the other day, also NBC Chicago. A date set for visitation and funeral for fallen Chicago police officer. Dates of fallen Chicago police officer Louis Huescara. Visitation and funeral have been set as police continue to search for a person of interest in the case. Be laid to rest on what would have been his 31st birthday. We're mourning the loss of the officer in the line of duty to the violence he worked to protect our city from. We'll forever support his family and carry on his legacy of service and kindness. Looks like a nice guy there, R.I.P. Officers found Huescara near his home, reporting that he had been shot several times. Rushed to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced deceased. He's on his way home after a shift. At the time of the shooting, says that he was in uniform and in his vehicle was taken following the shooting. Officer was still wearing his uniform, but he had some covering it up. We're still at the preliminary stages right now. Police are investigating the circumstances of the shooting, including whether the incident began as a carjacking. They carjacked a police officer. If they carjack a police officer, how do you think your normal Comicsgate visitor is going to fare in the lovely Windy City? Lovely Windy City out there. So once again, if you are going to Chicago, please travel in groups. Look out for your friends out there. Try not to wander off the path too far. Just a lot of stuff going on in Chicago that I hope people are aware of, and I hope that I hope that they're not being drawn into any danger. I'd love to be completely wrong about this. Barry, you're just blowing things out of proportion. Yada yada yada. Sure, I'll take that. I'll take being wrong any day of the week if people come home okay. But once again, Bear thinks that it is a really dumb decision to go to Chicago. But having said all that, the sort of, I guess, tipping off point for John out there was nobody was coming to his defense on the Friday Night Tights side of things out there because he was getting banned from the Chicago Expo. Well, when you're ragging on these people for 3 or 4 months, I wouldn't expect them to come to your defense. And then you go rag on the guy's wife as well. I don't think that's a good idea. Once again, Bear will come to the defense of John Malin, Shane Davis, all the folks going to Chicago this weekend, next weekend, whenever it is. Be safe out there. But it's kind of like when your friend, like if you got a friend out there and he makes a really dumb decision, you kind of stand with your friend out there, you stand with him, blah, 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 blah. And after a little bit of time's passed, you kind of pull him aside, hey, Frank, hey, Fred, whatever. That was a really dumb decision that you made. Don't do it again. Do not do it again. I'm here because I'm your friend, but don't do stupid stuff like that again. So once again, I hope it goes well. I think this is a really dumb idea to go to Chicago. Really, just about any other city would have been better, but that's where they decided to go. So that's where they decided to go out here. So, ay. Yeah, I know, Amy. There you go. Prayers for the family indeed. So hopefully some good will come out of that tragic situation. There we go. A Jack Show 2019 to 2024. Was it that long? I guess so. I guess so. I guess you're right, Apex. It looked like Anna, that Star Wars girl, was on the Jack Show 5 days ago. Yeah, she was, but apparently this stuff either blew up that show or just a little bit after. Once again, Bear, listen, people, it's hard enough just to do an hour. I'm not complaining, but it's hard enough to do an hour-long show. A 5-hour-long show, I'm sorry. Bear just doesn't have the time to sit there for 5 hours to go listen to an entire show. So I don't know if it happened before or after that, but yeah, there you go. Yes, there was a Jack Show last Thursday. Apparently the last one. So unfortunately for that. So, John's a great guy. I'm sure he'll find another group of folks. Maybe join the Ballers or something like that. He'll land on his feet. I'm sure Cecil and Anna as well. They've got their own channels and are doing fine. It's not that big of an issue there, but yeah, once again, that is kind of the kind of nuts and bolts as far as Bear understand it. So there you go. Don't come to Chicago unless you own Chicago, says Apex. There you go. There you go. All right, completely switching gears here, people. Bear had to just kind of get that off of gotta get it off of the old Bear chest here. Just letting everybody know what's going on, just in case you're not aware. Bear's not really even that aware, so just kind of picking up pieces here and there. But man, oh man, what a crazy year it's been for Comicsgate, and it's not even May yet, for crying out loud. Not even May, people. All right, completely switching gears here. Over at Deadline, good folks over at Deadline. This is a very interesting. Let me just go back here real quick to kind of set the stage here. Had a fascinating survey that's, I think it was either Variety or THR, the Hollywood Reporter did. I forget which one here, where they did a survey, different nations out there. Who's going to the movies? America was at the lowest. 15% frequent attendance, 42% infrequent, 43% no attendance at all. I think infrequent was, you saw a movie maybe every month or every other month or something like that. Frequent, I think, was, you probably saw 2 or 3 movies a month, maybe every couple weeks or something like that. So just wanted to set the table here. Very, very few people going to the movies already. And we can kind of go through the reasons why here in just a minute. But we had a studio go under. Here. So let's get right on into it. Oh, hold on. There are many lovely places to visit, says Amy. Places with smaller rodents and less crime. I would say, hey, come on down to the next Tampa Bay Comic-Con. But that got completely... I don't even know if they even wanted to go to the Tampa Bay Comic-Con. That, you can turn that ship around. The whole Dungeoneer stuff. I mean, literally, people were just going to Tampa Bay, having a good time, and now you're, a bunch of sex perverts. It's like, Bear didn't even go to the dungeon, for crying out loud. The castle, they say. So, you've already burned those bridges. But yeah. Watch. It's going to be New York. I bet you the other one is going to be in New York because... Darn Yankees. That's what I say. Gosh darn Yankees. There's a rumor of a new Jack show with EVS, Dick Masterson, Vito, and Mint Salad. Isn't she the kind of kooky lady? It could be fun. It could be fun. It could be fun. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. How do I put this? I like EVS in small portions. When he's on literally every other show, it just kind of gets repetitive. Again, I'm not, not blasting the guy or anything like that, but the kind of thing in entertainment is you always want to leave them wanting more, instead of just kind of getting oversaturated. So, I mean that's fine. I guess I don't know where they would go with it. Sure. Why not? What the heck? That's fine. New Jack show. I don't know what they would. Let's see. It would be called the EDVM. Edivim. Yeah, go to the Edivim show. All right. Anyways, people. An Inconvenient Truth. We all remember that. Director Davis Guggenheim of the Guggenheim family asks who will replace the social impact made by participants' movies. They give you a note here. Filmmaker and producer Davis Guggenheim directed 2006 An Inconvenient Truth featuring Al Gore. The film won the Oscar. This comes up repeatedly, so just keep that in your back pocket. And helped put Jeff Skoll's social impact-driven production company known as Participant Media on the map. It also sounded the alarm about climate change that have become more pronounced since. No, it hasn't. Al Gore said that New York City was going to be underwater. It's not. Spoiler alert, it's not. The film was released. In addition to documentaries, a participant was also responsible for Oscar Best winners such as Spotlight, Green Book, and Contagion. Another timely topic. I don't think, did that win a Best Picture? Really? Wow. Guggenheim is a co-founder of another studio and more recently directed and produced still a Michael J. Fox movie, which won 4 Emmys, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. So that's who is writing the article here. 20 years ago, I sat with 100 or so others in the auditorium at a CAA. That's the casting agency. Next to me was Jeff Skoll, who recently founded Participant Media, and together we watched Al Gore give a slideshow lecture about climate change. Gore had his charts and graphs, and methodically, he made his case. I had seen the presentation a few weeks earlier and was shocked by it. I felt the weight of the message and the urgency behind it. I wanted to help share it with the world, but I was dubious about how. I think we all were. How in the hell can you turn a slideshow into a documentary, let alone a piece of entertainment? You can't. It's Al Gore. But we continue. After the lecture, a group of us went upstairs to a small conference room, and we all turned to Jeff. He didn't blink. That's gotta hurt. We can't waste any more time. Don't wait for the lawyers or contracts. Start tomorrow. The 5 of us, yada, 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 jumped into action 6 months later. The film An Inconvenient Truth was at Sundance. The doubts persisted. After seeing the movie, the head of a major movie studio said, "Don't fool yourselves. No one's going to pay for a babysitter to go watch this in a movie theater." Head of major movie studio, you are smarter than 99% of the people working in Hollywood today. He expressed a common wisdom, but he was wrong. Jeff saw something that even those of us who made An Inconvenient Truth couldn't. The dollars and cents of investing in a film was only part of the calculus. No, that's the entire reason. Literally the entire reason. A film that could land. That the right film at the right time, right moment rather, could make an impact. Apex says, I liked Al Gore as Man Bear Pig. No relation. No relation whatsoever. So Jeff, like so many of the characters in the film he loved, made a bold choice. With that choice, he helped bring Al Gore's urgent message to millions all over the world. And it moved the needle, not just with awareness, but with policy. Okay. Well, then Al Gore is like a god because he stopped the rising sea levels and prevented New York City from being flooded. So congratulations, Al Gore. He changed the conversation about climate change. He changed the field of documentary, and he changed the movie business. Dang you, Al Gore, inventing the internet and now changing the movie business. This week, since Participant announced it's closing its doors. What? No way. I've received hundreds of texts from family and colleagues mourning the end of the company's run. And there's also been the inevitable post-mortem commentary about whether Jeff Skoll's 20-year venture was worth it. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Look at the ledger, the critics say. I have, sir. I have. Bear is a critic, and I say look at the ledger. Participant never made a dime. D-I-M-E, it never made a dime. And we will go through all the Oscar-winning movies that they produced. And the implication is that Jeff was just another sucker swindled by Hollywood charlatans. What? No way. But anyone who's worked with Jeff will tell you that he knew exactly what he was doing. I'm a good communist. I'm burning money left and right. Would the cynics have been happier if Jeff had parked his money somewhere else to silently accumulate? Yes. Yes, I would. Jeff made this investment with his eyes wide open. And those who look only at participants' bottom line miss the bigger picture. No, we haven't. Sometimes when you consider only what you can measure, you miss what actually matters. Huh? What? All right, whatever. Apex says, great way to put your kid to sleep. Watch Inconvenient Truth. You don't even need the babysitter. To fairly assess the company's legacy, you have to remember the market for documentaries back in the day before an Inconvenient Truth. At the time, I was an aspiring director, and I was floundering. You are part of the Guggenheim family, sir. You don't have to work a day in your life. I pitched PBS only months before on another project and never even received a reply. It was the kiss of death. There was PBS and there was HBO, and that was about it for documentary work. Really? Go tell Michael Moore that. He had a award-winning and successful series of documentaries well before An Inconvenient Truth. Look at the documentaries now. Look at all the films premiering every year at Sundance, Telluride, and Toronto. Look at the range of documentaries available on all of the streaming platforms. No, thank you. Even with the current constriction in the market, it's hard to overstate the expansion of non-fiction storytelling. Now, if you're a devoted Bear listener out there, we had a story, gosh, I don't know, about a year ago, 8 months ago or so. They had a documentarian who was basically saying, yes, of course, what we're putting in our movies is not true. It's more for the message. The message is more important than the actual truth. Not only in the growing network of filmmakers making the work, but also in an audience that is hungry for more. Really, if there was an audience that's hungry for more, then why did Participant go out of business? This is the industry that Participant cultivated. This is the world that Jeff helped create. And of course, it's now gone. He didn't do it alone, of course. He had the good sense to hire and empower the best creative executives, including yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Citizen 4? I don't know. American Factory? Anybody heard of that? Spotlight. And Roma. Bear actually had to look up Roma. It was a black and white film, subtitled. It was all in Spanish. It was in Mexico. A black and white film set 1970s Mexico City, about a domestic worker having trouble with the family whose house she's cleaning. Gee, I wonder why it didn't do that well. A participant also became a beacon for scores of filmmakers out there who, like me, were guided by Jeff's simple idea that story can shape how we see the world. Wow, nobody's ever thought of that before. A participant made films about women's rights, workers' rights, public education, journalism, and racial injustice. Gee, I wonder why they went out of business. And they won every award you can name, not just in docs, but on the fiction side too. Some of the movies didn't work. Some were great, but never found a home in the marketplace. Jeff was okay with that, because he's a communist. He accepted a financial loss in pursuit of something more elusive, but in my mind, more important: communism. Hollywood's in a funk at the moment, with the hangover from the pandemic and the shadow of the strike. Or you're just putting out terrible, terrible, awful movies that nobody wants to go see. Once again, where is my survey here? Again, almost half of the and this was from, it was either, I think it was a THR. It might have been from Variety. So they're doing this survey based on their own people. So these are people that are either in the business or are really connected out there, movie watchers, that sort of deal. So the people that really want to go to the movies, not just, Joe and Jane in, Nebraska somewhere, actual people that, hey, movies is my thing. Almost half are not going to the movie theater. Not at all. He continues, but I look past that and I see the returns on Jeff's 20-year investment in participant paying off in beautiful, immeasurable ways. Me too, because it's out of business. Still, participants' absence raises questions for all of us going forward. Who will step in as the next champion for the stories that don't fit in the current business model or in the accepted common wisdom? Who will make the next Good Night and Good Luck? I think that was another black and white film. Something about 60 Minutes or something. I don't know. The next RGB. Oh boy, who wants to go see that one? Yay, how'd that work out for you? The next Citizen 4. I've never heard of that. Or Roma, a black and white film in Spanish. Yay. And what will Hollywood look like if no one does? The reason why it went out of business is because they went looking for the message first and then tried to find the audience to talk to. The message was more important, whether it be, where was it here? Let me find it here. Women's rights, workers' rights, we all know what that means. Public education, wink, wink. Journalism, oh boy. Racial injustice. Hey, you forgot trans. You forgot the whole trans community there. Maybe if they made more important trans films out there, maybe they'd still be in business. No, of course not. Of course not, man. Listen, when your message is more important, the bottom line is important because people want to go watch movies. And if they don't go to the movie theater to go watch the movies, you're not going to make any money. So if your really important message that you want people to go see, even, Joe and Jane there in freaking, Nebraska somewhere, they got to want to go see the movie first. And it's got to be entertaining instead of just freaking, where is he? Al Gore. Oh boy, Al Gore. We can go to sleep now, people. So there you go, people. I don't know if many people have heard of participant media out there. Of course, once Bear talks about it, now it will go out into the ether, and everybody, oh yeah, participant media, yeah, haven't you heard? Blah, 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 blah. So there you go. You heard it here first. There you go, people. Social impact just doesn't really impact the bottom line, and they went out of business. By the way, Al Gore, the whole thing with the inconvenient truth was completely false. None of the stuff that he said came true. He ended up selling his company to, was it Abu Dhabi? Qatar? one of those places in the Middle East that sells, what is it? Oh, yeah, that's right. Oil and gas. They sell oil and gas there. So that's who Al Gore sold out to. This guy, worth $1 billion. He doesn't need to work. They got all the Oscars. I mean, literally, Spotlight, Green Book, Contagion, a number of the other ones out there. So literally, you got the Oscar for the best picture, best writer, best director, yada, yada, yada. I mean, in days past, when you had the Oscar, that meant, hey, people are going to go watch, even if they didn't go see it in the theater, hey, maybe I'm going to go see this film after all. It's got the cachet behind it. They still couldn't even do that. They still couldn't get people to go check it out. It literally bankrupted the company. Trying to do social justice out there. So there you go, people. Even Jerry Seinfeld is in on it, people. He says the movie business is over. Disorientation replaced it, he says. Let's see. From Deadline. It doesn't have the author here. Jerry Seinfeld is making some statements about the movie industry as he makes his feature directorial debut in Netflix's Unfrosted, a comedy about the creation of Pop-Tarts. Oh, wow. We've really hit the bottom of the barrel, haven't we? Well, if it's Jerry Seinfeld, I'm sure he'll find some way to make it funny. In the new interview, the stand-up comedian reflects on his experience in filmmaking at this point of his career. It was totally new to me. I thought I had done some cool stuff, but it was nothing like the way these people work, he said. They're so dead serious. They don't have any idea that the movie business is over. They have no idea. He continued, film doesn't occupy the pinnacle in the social, cultural hierarchy that it did for most of our lives. I wish that I could just plaster that all over the place. It's true. I mean, TikTok, of course, but I mean, you got video games. Many of you are here watching Bear right now. Internet, that sort of stuff. It doesn't have that. So again, freaking Al Gore participant media, they thought, we're going to make social change. We're going to put out all this great stuff. It wins all the awards. And it's like, no, your whole thing is dead. You have no idea. When the movie came out, it was good. We all went to go see it. We all discussed it. We all quoted lines and scenes we liked. Now we're walking through a fire hose of water just trying to see. When asked what replaced film, Seinfeld said, depression, malaise, I would say confusion, disorientation replaced the movie business. Everyone I know in show business every day is going, what's going on? How do you do this? What are we supposed to do now? I don't know. Ask South Korea. Ask India. I wouldn't say go ask China, but they're doing all right for themselves out there. Once again, we'll go back to our survey here. India, China, Italy has pretty good movie people out there. France as well. Of course, they invented the whole thing. So, go ask them. Go say, hey, instead of making messages, how do we just make movies? I think that would be the thing. As for Seinfeld's position in the industry, he says, I've done enough stuff that I have my own thing. I have FU money. Which is more valuable than it's ever been, I'll say. Stand-up is like you're a cabinet maker, and everybody needs a guy who's good with wood. But a bump. There's trees everywhere, but to make a nice table, it's not so easy. So the metaphor is, if you have a good craft and craftsmanship, you're kind of impervious to the whims of the industry. Audiences are now flocking to stand-up because it's something that you can't fake. It's like platform diving. You could say you're a platform diver, but in 2 seconds, we can see if you are or if you aren't. That's what people like about stand-up. They can trust it. Everything else is fake. Well, except for Bear's show. Bear's the real deal, people. The real deal. Wait, Al Gore, who supposedly invented the internet, may have said something not true. It's true. Disorientation replaced the movie business. Interesting take. Well, that's from Jerry I Got FU Money Seinfeld. There you go, people. So That's what's going on in the crazy, crazy world of Hollywood. Hollywood, people. Well, I haven't gotten to check it out. Kind of in line with this, a little bit in line with this. Let me go to the next story here. A little bit with it. Where are all the viewers going? Where are all the eyeballs going? Video games. So what do you do if you've got a successful video game? Let's make it into a TV show or movie. Okay. So they have Fallout Vault 33. This is from comicbook.com, and it doesn't say. A Glasses review. Vault Boy approved. Let's see. The Fallout Vault 33 glass may boast a premium price tag that will scare some wastelanders away. But those with enough bottle caps, I see what you did there. For the retro futuristic gaming and computer glasses from Gunnar. This is a pretty easy recommendation, with only a couple of exceptions to consider. The new glasses were officially released earlier this month, alongside the new Amazon Prime TV show, which I haven't gotten to check out. I kind of want to go check that out. And much like the show, the glasses are proving quite popular, as evident by how quickly they begin to sold out. Thankfully, a restock is planned to happen within a month or two, so any Fallout fans who missed on the first wave can get a second batch. So there you go. There's the glasses right there. They look a little thick to me, but very, very interesting. Seinfeld show royalties alone probably gave him enough FU money. There you go. Let's see. First of all, if you don't own a gaming or computer glasses, you should. What? They are not a gimmick. Reducing blue light actually has been health benefits, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. I don't know what that has to do with the glasses, but there you go. The Vault 33 glasses are no exception. They're not cheap, but the premium features and craftsmanship shows when you look at them and use them. If you like the retro futuristic look, you're going to like the way they look. How they look in fancy product shots is how they look in real life. So there you go. There is a shot of the old glasses there from Fallout. So I remember in the game, like if you found the glasses, like what did it do? It increases your intelligence, or it increased one of your values there. I forget which one, but yeah, Bear made sure to figure out where the glasses were. And what was the latest one? Well, not the online one. Was it 4? I think Fallout 4 was the last one, right? I played 3. 3 was pretty good. 4, I thought was really good. I like the DLCs. The one where you go to the... well, they had one in Maine. I thought that was pretty cool. And they also had one where you went to the Coca-Cola factory or whatever they call it. I thought that was pretty cool. Interesting. Although it was on the PS3, PS4. So the graphics, man, and of course jankiness all around. But wouldn't be a Bethesda game without some jankiness out there. So there you go, people. If you needed to get some new glasses for being on the internet, there you go, people. It's even got the little 33 logo there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Is Fallout doing a better job adapting to TV better than Halo did? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I saw where they did the Fallout thing, where it was just like, it wasn't even, again, message. Let's do the message first, rather than just, hey, let's just make a good adaptation of a video game. They could have just done that, but nope. Gotta do the old message. Oh, there you go. You get a little bit of a collector case and a cleaner, a little Fallout Boy a bag as well. So if you are into the old Fallout and Vault Tech, there you go. You get some glasses. Check them out, people. Check them out. Oops, did I forget to? No, I didn't. So helping to precipitate the end of the world as we know it and bring in our AI overlords, People, you gotta watch out there. Gotta watch out from the war zone. Howard Altman. Meet the flame-throwing robo-dog named Thermonator. The Thermonator. Let's check it out, people. Let's check out the Thermonator. Let me do the thing with the thing. Come on. Nope, not that. Crying out loud. Do the thing with the thing. Thing. There we go. The Thermonator, people. If you haven't had nightmares before, prepare to have some today, people. With a robotic dog walking around the woods with a flamethrower strapped to its back. What could go wrong, people? What could go wrong? I don't know. Let's find out. What walks on four legs and can burn you to a crisp? Asked the TWZ. Thermonator, which is an Ohio-based manufacturer of flamethrower, claims is the first ever flamethrower-wielding robot dog. Well, it's about time. Armed with the Throw Flames arc flamethrower, the Thermonator is able to remotely shoot a 30-foot-long stream of fire. And people, it is available to purchase for $9,420, the company says on its website. The Thermonator is able to deliver on-demand fire anywhere, which says is the oldest flamethrower maker in the United States. That would be Throw Flame. There you go. Look at that dog setting fire to the woods. He's not going to he's not going to lift up his leg on that one. He's going to set fire to it. The system is operated by a first-person view controller, popular drone controller concept that's gained notoriety in the Ukraine, guiding deadly drones from both sides onto targets. I wonder what could be next. The flame is aimed by a laser mounted on the flamethrower unit. What could go wrong, people? What could go wrong? I have no idea. Let's check this out again. Hold on. Oh, no, gosh dang it. Stinking freaking, no, go, I want it. Go back. No, not the commercial. For crying out loud. Let's go back. There we go. Sorry, people. There we go. The flame-throwing dog. Uh-oh, what happened? The robo-dog itself is guided by light detection and ranging, or LiDAR, a low-power, eye-safe laser technology. That's all right. Your eyes are safe while you're being burnt to a crisp, which measures light reflected from short pulses to quickly and accurately make 3D maps of the environment. Such systems are used for surveying and even in some self-driving cars. LiDAR has become popular for drones that are meant to operate in dense environments, especially urban ones. Gee, I wonder what could go wrong. The arc flamethrower is attached to the RoboDog via Picatinny rails found in firearms to attach scopes, lasers, bipods, and other accessories. Gee, I wonder what could go wrong. According to Throw Flames literature, the Thermonator can be used for a variety of purposes, including wildlife control. Wait, what? Wildfire control. Pardon me. And prevention. Wait, so you end a fire by starting a fire. Okay, makes sense. Agricultural management, conservation, snow and ice removal, clearing out the yard at Columbia University, as well as entertainment and special effects. A flame-throwing RoboDog, however, has potentially far less benign applications. You don't say. Flamethrowers have been used as weapons since Germany. Armin fielded them in 1911, yada, 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 to burn out enemy positions like pillboxes and other hardened targets, as well as to clear trenches and to, quote, spark fear. Spark fear out there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So anyways, there you are, people. There is the jumping robotic flame-throwing dog that will haunt your nightmares for years to come, people. Oh, joy. Oh, Oh, joy indeed. So there you are, people. Something to think about and ponder. Ponder out there, people. Yes, indeed. Let me see who the... Howard Altman is the author here at the TWZ. Not to be confused with TMZ. Completely different. P1, for one, welcomes our robot dog overlords. Beer selling out his show to coffee advertisers. It was just a matter of time. That's right, people. Go get King Harv's coffee out there if you're going to get some coffee. I get nothing for it. Gosh dang it, Harv. Gosh dang it, I need some salmon money out here, man. Need some freaking salmon money, so... anyways, a good way to end it on there with the robotic flame-throwing dogs of the future. They're here right now, people. And you could buy them for the low price of less than $10,000. There you go. All right, Amy, is there going to be a DNQ tonight, or are they taking the week off here? We will see about that. But let me, before we check out completely, I gotta say thanks to everybody. Apex, of course. Come on back, man. Great to have you here. Amy and Melissa as well. Henry, I hope he's still around. Oh, he is listening while driving. Oh, well, don't let us tear you away from the road, sir. Don't let us tear you away. And of course, P-Money as well. And all of our Russian bots and lurkers. We do appreciate each and one of you. Try and do this every Wednesday and Saturday. Although there's a game on Saturday. I think it's early, P-Money, so we should be able to hook it in here. But if Beer happens to be absent on Sunday, it's probably because he's crying. Probably because another just awful game has happened. So once again, we shall see. 1-1 Leafs and Boston. Well, go. I don't know. Can they both lose? Really? Can we just make sure that both teams lose? That would be nice. That'd be nice. I was really hoping that Tampa was going to play Boston, but that's not how the cookie crumbled, man. Not how the cookie crumbled. We had our Stanley winning player last night that got traded to Florida, score the game-winning goal against us. So that's how it's going, man. That is how it's going. So again, all right. I don't see anything from Amy, so I guess they are not doing a DNQ. So we shall hopefully see you Saturday. If not, come on back here Wednesday. We'll be doing it then. Try and do it every Wednesday and Saturday about 8 o'clock, or whenever Bear hits that button to go live. Whenever that happens. So, all right. Well, people. All this talk about flame-throwing robotic dogs somehow has made Bear hungry? So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrr, a grrr. Night, everybody.